Imagine this. You wake up feeling a little stiff, nothing unusual, just a small discomfort in your lower back. You stretch, take a deep breath, and go about your morning routine. You sit down for breakfast, maybe read the newspaper or check your phone. After an hour or two, you move to your favorite chair and settle in for some TV. The day passes, and before you know it, you spent almost an entire day sitting, without even realizing the damage it's doing. It doesn't feel like a problem at first. A little stiffness, maybe some fatigue. You assume it's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that this harmless-looking habit, something you do every single day without thinking, is actually one of the biggest threats to your health? And what if I told you that this one habit could be silently cutting years off your life? Doctors are now sounding the alarm. The simple act of sitting too much is causing a hidden health crisis among older adults. It's something that's happening right now in millions of homes across the world. The worst part? Most people have no idea it's happening until it's too late. Think about it. How much of your day do you spend sitting? Whether watching TV, reading, or even just relaxing, it all adds up. Studies show that people over 60 spend an average of 9 to 10 hours a day sitting. That's more than half the day. But here's where things get scary. Scientists have discovered that prolonged sitting doesn't just cause muscle stiffness or joint pain. It actually triggers a chain reaction in the body that increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and even dementia. The human body wasn't designed to sit for long periods. Evolution shaped us to move, stretch, and stay active. But in today's world, sitting has become the default. And the longer we sit, the more our bodies suffer, sometimes in ways we don't even realize. Take James Carter, for example, a 68-year-old retired teacher who thought he was living a perfectly healthy life. He ate well, never smoked, and even went for occasional walks. But there was one thing he did every single day that was secretly damaging his body, something so common that he never thought twice about it. And then, one day, it caught up with him. James started experiencing chronic fatigue, unexplained back pain, and difficulty sleeping. He blamed it on age, like most people do, until one evening, while getting up from his chair, he collapsed to the ground. What happened next shocked even his doctors. If you ever felt more tired than usual, experienced random aches and pains, or struggle with energy levels that just aren't what they used to be, then this video might just change your life. Because today, we're going to uncover the dangerous effects of excessive sitting, why doctors are calling it the new smoking, and, most importantly, how you can reverse the damage before it's too late. By the end of this video, you will discover the simple but powerful changes that can add years of vitality to your life. You'll learn about a groundbreaking health strategy that can protect your body, boost your energy, and even improve your brain function, all with just a few small daily adjustments. But before we get to that, we need to take a step back and understand what exactly makes sitting so dangerous, and why is it affecting millions of people without them even realizing it. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal next might just change the way you see your daily routine forever. The hidden health killer you never noticed. James Carter thought he was doing everything right. He avoided junk food, took his medications on time, and even went for short walks around his neighborhood. But what he didn't realize was that the one thing he did most often, sitting, was slowly damaging his body from the inside out. His story isn't unique. Millions of people unknowingly fall into the same trap. They sit for hours, assuming it's harmless, while their bodies experience a slow but dangerous transformation. What starts as a little stiffness turns into chronic inflammation, slow metabolism, and a higher risk of life-threatening diseases. But why does sitting have such a devastating effect on the body? And what exactly happens when you spend too much time in a chair? Let's break it down. Your body on sit mode, the silent damage begins. The moment you sit down for extended periods, your body enters a low-energy state. Your metabolism slows, circulation decreases, and your muscles start to weaken. It's like switching your body to power-saving mode. But the longer you stay in this mode, the more damage accumulates over time. A study from the American Journal of Epidemiology found that people who sit for more than 6 hours a day have a 19% higher risk of premature death than those who sit less. It's not just about being inactive. It's about how prolonged sitting triggers a chain reaction in your body. When you sit too long, heavy checkmark blood sugar levels spike, increasing your risk of diabetes. Heavy checkmark fat-burning enzymes shut down, leading to weight gain. Heavy checkmark muscles stiffen, causing pain and mobility issues. Heavy checkmark circulation slows, which increases the risk of blood clots and heart disease. You might not feel it immediately, but over time, this silent damage accumulates, and by the time symptoms appear, reversing effects can be much harder. But if sitting is so dangerous, why don't we hear more about it? The answer lies in how it affects one of the most important organs in your body, your heart. How sitting is secretly attacking your heart. Doctors have long warned about the dangers of high cholesterol and poor diet. But what if the biggest threat to your heart was something much simpler? Research from a Mayo Clinic has shown that prolonged sitting reduces circulation, leading to higher blood pressure, increased cholesterol, and even heart disease. When you sit for too long, your blood flow slows, allowing fatty acids to build up in your arteries. This increases your risk of a heart attack or stroke, even if you exercise regularly. That's right. Even if you work out for an hour a day, it cannot undo the damage caused by sitting for long periods. This is why many seemingly healthy people experience heart attacks despite having an active lifestyle. Their real problem wasn't diet or exercise. It was what they were doing for the remaining 10 hours of their day. But the effect of prolonged sitting don't stop at the heart. The next target is your brain. The shocking connection between sitting and dementia. Have you ever struggled with forgetfulness, brain fog, or trouble focusing? It turns out too much sitting doesn't just affect your body. It affects your brain too. A study from UCLA found that people who sit for long hours have thinner brain structures, particularly in regions responsible for memory and cognition. This means that excessive sitting accelerates cognitive decline and increases the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. The reason? Sitting reduces blood flow to the brain, cutting off a supply of oxygen and nutrients needed for optimal brain function. Over time, this leads to faster mental aging, making it harder to think, remember, and even control emotions. But here's the good news. There's a way to reverse this damage, starting today. The 30-minute rule, the easiest way to undo the damage. Health experts recommend following the 30-minute rule. For every 30 minutes of sitting, stand up and move for at least 3 to 5 minutes. It's simple, but incredibly powerful. Just breaking up long periods of sitting can reduce your risk of disease, improve circulation, and even boost your mood. Small actions like heavy check mark, standing while talking on the phone. Heavy check mark, stretching your legs every half hour. Heavy check mark, taking short walks after meals can reverse the negative effects of sitting and improve your overall well-being. But what if you've already spent years sitting for long hours? Is it too late to fix the damage? The answer is no, and the secret lies in micro-movements. How micro-movements can rebuild your health. Harvard Medical School has found that micro-movements, small physical activities spread throughout the day, can completely counteract the negative effects of prolonged sitting. These simple exercises require almost zero effort, but can drastically improve your health. Small blue diamond toe tapping increases blood circulation and prevents stiffness. Small blue diamond chair yoga enhances flexibility and posture. Small blue diamond seated leg lifts strengthens muscles while sitting. The key is consistency. Just 5 minutes of movement every 30 minutes can undo years of damage. But there's one more crucial factor most people ignore: posture. The hidden danger of bad posture. Fix this now. Even if you stand up regularly, bad posture while sitting can still harm you. Doctors recommend heavy check mark, keeping your feet flat on the ground. Heavy check mark, ensuring your spine is straight. Heavy check mark, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Poor posture leads to chronic back pain, nerve compression, and even reduced lung function. This is why many people still experience pain and fatigue even after moving more. To truly protect yourself, you need a strategy that combines movement, posture correction, and one final secret: a simple morning habit that keeps your body strong and flexible. The Super Egger Secret: a 5-minute anti-aging stretch. Many long-living seniors follow a simple 5-minute morning stretch routine that keeps them mobile, flexible, and pain-free. This quick routine can counteract years of damage caused by sitting. Small blue diamond neck rolls relieves tension and improves blood flow. Small blue diamond arm circles boosts shoulder mobility. Small blue diamond hip openers prevents lower back pain. Small blue diamond calf stretches enhances circulation. Just 5 minutes a day can make a huge difference in preventing the damage caused by sitting. So now the real question is, are you ready to take action? The wake-up call, how one small change saved a life. James Carter never thought sitting was a problem. After all, he wasn't doing anything unusual, just enjoying his retirement, reading, watching TV, and occasionally going for a walk. But after years of this routine, something changed. One evening, as he got up from his chair, his legs gave out beneath him. He collapsed, unable to stand. His heart raced, and a wave of dizziness washed over him. His wife rushed to his side, terrified. Minutes later, in the emergency room, doctors delivered the shocking truth. James wasn't sick. He wasn't injured. But his muscles had weakened so much from sitting all day that they could no longer support him properly. His blood circulation had slowed, affecting his balance. His metabolism had dropped, leaving him more tired, weaker, and vulnerable than he'd ever realized. Doctors warned him, if you don't change something now, this will only get worse. That was the moment he knew he had to act. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt a sudden ache in your back, a strange weakness in your legs, or an unexplained fatigue that seems to linger? Have you ever stood up too quickly and felt lightheaded? Have you noticed how, over time, simple movements, getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, bending down, start to feel just a little harder than before? If so, you might already be experiencing the early warning signs of too much sitting. But here's the thing. It's not too late to fix it. The human body has an amazing ability to recover if you take action now. The question is, what's the best way to reverse the damage? Because not all exercises work the same way. And if you don't do it right, you might not see any real benefits. Stay with me, because in the next part, we're going to talk about the simple movement technique that can restore your strength, boost your energy, and even help prevent life-threatening conditions. And the best part? It takes less time than you think. Meet John, the 75-year-old marathon runner who defied aging. At 75 years old, John Reynolds doesn't just walk, he runs marathons. While most of his peers complain about stiff joints, fatigue, and aching backs, John is out on the track, effortlessly running miles. But here's the crazy part. John wasn't always like this. Just 10 years ago, he was struggling with severe lower back pain, swollen ankles, and constant fatigue. His doctor warned him that his blood pressure was creeping up and his risk of diabetes was increasing. The culprit? Too much sitting. John had spent decades at a desk job, followed by years of retirement where his favorite activity was watching TV for hours. He thought he was just taking it easy, but in reality, he was accelerating the aging process without even realizing it. So what changed? One day, John came across a study from the American Journal of Preventive Medicine that completely shifted his perspective. It found that even for older adults, replacing just 30 minutes of sitting per day with light movement, like walking or stretching, could reduce the risk of early death by 17%. That's when he made a simple decision. Every hour, he would move, no matter what. At first, he started small, walking around the house, stretching while watching TV, standing up during phone calls. Within weeks, his pain started to fade. His energy increased. Within months, his blood pressure stabilized. And within a year, he was jogging every morning. Now, at 75, he competes in marathons. Not because he wants to win, but because he feels younger than ever before. John's story proves one thing. It's never too late to take control of your health. The body is designed to move, and when you break free from prolonged sitting, it rewards you with more energy, better mobility, and a longer life. But here's the twist. Not all movement is created equal. In fact, some forms of exercise can actually increase your risk of injury, especially as you age. So what's the safest and most effective way to reverse years of sitting without harming your joints? That's exactly what we're about to uncover in the next part. The movement formula that doctors swear by for strength, balance, and longevity. The unexpected truth about exercise. Why less can be more. If you think reversing the damage of sitting means spending hours at the gym, lifting heavy weights, or running long distances, think again. In fact, overexercising or doing the wrong types of workouts can actually backfire, especially after 60. Studies show that intense, high-impact exercises can increase the risk of joint pain, muscle strain, and even heart complications in older adults who aren't used to vigorous movement. So what's a better approach? Micro-movements. Dr. Joan Vernikos, a former NASA scientist, discovered something fascinating when studying astronauts. The human body isn't designed for prolonged stillness. It's designed for frequent, natural movement. In space, astronauts experience rapid muscle and bone loss because they don't have the constant resistance of gravity. But here on Earth, the same problem happens when we sit too much. Her research found that small, frequent movements throughout the day, like standing up, stretching, shifting positions, or walking a few steps, are actually more beneficial than doing one long workout session and sitting for the rest of the day. This is why in cultures known for longevity, like Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy, you rarely see older adults going to the gym. Instead, they naturally move all day long, gardening, walking, cooking, or doing household activities. And they live longer because of it. One study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people over 60 who engaged in low-intensity movement every hour had a 30% lower risk of premature death, regardless of whether they did formal exercise or not. So what's the takeaway? You don't need brutal workouts to stay healthy after 60. You just need to move, strategically and consistently. But here's the problem. Most people don't realize that how they sit is just as important as how much they move. And in the next part, we're going to reveal something shocking. The sitting mistake that's even more dangerous than prolonged stillness and how to fix it today. The silent killer. The way you sit matters more than you think. Most people believe the problem is how long they sit. But what if I told you the real danger lies in how you sit? Meet Susan, a 68-year-old retired teacher who had always been relatively active. She took daily walks, ate a balanced diet, and even did yoga occasionally. But despite her efforts, she started experiencing severe lower back pain, constant fatigue, and a strange tingling sensation in her legs. Confused, she visited her doctor, who ran a series of tests. The shocking diagnosis? Her posture was killing her. Years of sitting in the same slouch position, rounded shoulders, tilted pelvis, and compressed spine, had cut off proper circulation to her lower body, weakened her core muscles, and even affected her digestion. And Susan isn't alone. Studies show that poor posture while sitting increases the risk of cardiovascular disease, varicose veins, and even cognitive decline because it slows blood flow to the brain. In fact, research from the Mayo Clinic found that bad sitting posture can reduce lung capacity by as much as 30%, leading to chronic fatigue and brain fog. So what's the fix? It's simpler than you think. Keycap won the 90-degree rule. Keep your knees, hips, and elbows at a 90-degree angle when sitting to reduce strain. Keycap 2, the posture reset. Every 30 minutes, reset your posture by standing up, stretching, and taking deep breaths. Keycap 3, the foot trick. Never sit with your legs crossed for long periods. Instead, keep your feet flat on the ground to maintain proper circulation. Susan took these small steps, and within weeks, her pain was gone. She felt more energetic, slept better, and even noticed an improvement in her digestion. Now, here's something even more surprising. There's one final habit that has an even bigger impact on your longevity than posture or movement alone. And in the next section, we're going to uncover the one lifestyle change that can add years to your life. And it's not what you think. The longevity secret. The habit that can add years to your life. We've talked about movement. We've talked about posture. But there's one final piece that ties everything together, and it's something most people completely overlook. It's not about how much you exercise. It's not even about how perfectly you sit. It's about connection. A groundbreaking study from Harvard University, which followed participants for over 80 years, found that the single biggest predictor of long-term health and longevity wasn't diet, exercise, or genetics. It was relationships. Think about it. The longest living people on Earth aren't just physically active. They're socially engaged. In places like Okinawa, Japan, elders gather daily in small groups called moais, where they share stories, laughter, and support. In Sardinia, Italy, multi-generational families live together, ensuring that no one ages in isolation. Science backs this up. People over 60 who maintain strong social connections have a 50% lower risk of early death compared to those who are socially isolated. Loneliness, on the other hand, has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. This means that all the movement in the world won't matter if you spend your days alone, disconnected, and without purpose. So what's the best way to apply this? Keycap 1 Make Movement Social. Instead of exercising alone, take a daily walk with a friend, join a local class, or even dance in your living room with your grandkids. Keycap 2 Stay Engaged. Call a loved one, join a club, or simply start conversations with people around you. Keycap 3 Find Your Purpose. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, or pursuing a passion project, having a reason to wake up every morning can be as powerful as any medicine. Because at the end of the day, longevity isn't just about living longer. It's about living better. Now, I want to leave you the challenge. What's one small change you can make today, right now, that will help you move more, sit better, or connect deeper? Drop your answer in the comments, and let's build a community of healthy, active, and thriving lives. If this video gave you even one valuable insight, hit that like button and subscribe for more life-changing health tips. See you in the next one.